Welcome to the Score Bet, where betting on game day is made easier with all the promos and player props you need in a seamless and easy-to-use experience. Whether it's home runs, three-pointers, or shots on goal, there's no better place to own the moment. Right now, new players can get their first bet insured up to $1,000 in bonus bets. More action, more rewards, more for you. The Score Bet. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You know, recommendations can be great. Maybe someone recommended this podcast, and here you are. But home projects are different. If a podcast isn't your thing, you lose a few minutes. If you hire your cousin's neighbor to mount your TV, you might end up with a lopsided screen and wall damage. Maybe I know a guy just isn't enough for your home. That's why Thumbtack works. It matches you with top-rated local pros with photos, reviews, and credentials all in one place. For your next home project, try Thumbtack. Hire the right pro today.
WTL.
It's time!
WTL.
I think we got a show. Oh, yeah, we got a show.
WTL.
And welcome back, everybody, to WTL. Where's the line? Nebraska's first and only sports betting show. I'm your host, Andy Classen, joined by
The J.O.
And you know, Jeremy, we got to keep it real. We got to keep it 100. As the kids, do they still say that? Do the kids still say that? Got to keep it 100.
So I've been saying it lately, so I think maybe the kids are off of it. If it's gotten to me. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll keep it 100, lack of a better term.
There we go.
We're high on our soapbox for the last couple of weeks. Boy, did we take our lumps through the super regionals.
You can't stay hot forever.
Yeah,
right?
That's right? The pendulum inevitably has to go back and forth, right? You got to ride the wave.
That's gravity.
My Kansas Jayhawks, and I'm not even a Kansas Jayhawk fan. In fact, I don't really care for the Jayhawks. Boy, did they let me down.
They didn't look like a one. Ooh. That's for sure.
The Sooners did.
They do. They do.
Just your traditional SEC powerhouse, the Oklahoma Sooners.
Is it possible, and tell me if I'm wrong, is it possible that the SEC is super good at baseball, like just above and beyond good at baseball?
Take your flowers, Southeast Conference right now, filling up that entire side of the one bracket, really showed their mettle. The way that Ole Miss was able to handle Nebraska at Nebraska,
yes.
Ouch.
Yes.
That was the first chink in the armor, and that one hurt a lot, and that just kind of opened it up. And boy, I kind of bled out last week with some of these road to Omaha CWS. But we talk about the good times. We got to talk about the bad times.
The beauty of it is we're bound to get hot again at some point.
That's right.
You just got to keep consistent and keep pushing.
That's right.
Keep pushing forward. We're bound to run into some SEC people here in the next 2 weeks as well. It's good to get this out of the way now.
Right.
And that we're on the right side of history.
You're exactly right. And keep it 100. We love hosting SEC fan bases.
We do.
LSU loves Omaha. Omaha loves Louisiana State. Even Texas fans. I'll cut it up with the Texas fans down at the Blatt or wherever in downtown Omaha this time of year. We can put our differences aside and just admire top-level, top-tier baseball.
Yeah, I love putting those horns upside down. I'll gladly.
Still doing the horns down.
We're still doing ours down. I'll gladly entertain some Texas fans.
Not to bury the lead here, but 5 SEC teams have punched their tickets to Charles Schwab Field. That's setting an all-time new single-conference record, much like the Big Ten did in the NCAA basketball record. And I'm thinking, these records, you always hear records are meant to be broken, but like when you have 48 teams in your conference, don't you think some of these records are going to get broken?
You would think, yes.
When you see UCLA and Oregon in the Big Ten, Texas, Oklahoma in the SEC.
Yeah.
So, but it is what it is. 5 teams from the SEC. It's SEC takeover Omaha here. Georgia, Alabama, Texas, Oklahoma, and I already mentioned them, the Rebels of Ole Miss.
An SEC guaranteed already, before we even have the open practice on Thursday, guaranteed to have at least one team in the finals.
Let me ask you this. With 4 SEC teams on the same side of the bracket, is this a massive advantage that guarantees an SEC team makes the finals? Or are they just going to brutally cannibalize themselves on that side of the bracket before the championship series, heading into the championship series?
I would think that it's a favorite. I mean, this would make it easier, for an SEC team to get there, obviously. But then, to have kind of that slot waiting for them, let them beat each other. They know each other very well.
Right.
Should make for some really good games.
That's what I'm most excited about is we're going to see some of these conference rivals,
right?
Get back into it here. And we're going to talk about that in the upcoming segment with some of these opening couple of day matchups between some of these SEC schools. That leads me right into another one of my big headlines, storylines that we cannot overlook. It's one of the things that kind of makes this CWS so special, and it's the Blue Bloods versus the first timers. And there's a team that's a first timer that that would have stumped me. A bar trivia question: West Virginia, just kind of surprised with how good they've been in baseball, especially the last 4 or 5 years. They've never been to the CWS.
So this is a team, I guess, a program that was on the brink of extinction.
Right.
Not that long ago. So they have put it all together. They've got, I would assume, some NIL funds being funneled.
I heard that. Yeah,
and
that's all right.
They look fun. I mean, they're the talk of the tournament heading into it right now as far as the excitement. I know Rocco's is excited.
Oh, my gosh.
To get West Virginia fans in there.
Yeah.
They're the heavy favorite in the Jello shot run. So, West Virginia is looking like a good time.
Take Me Home's going to take on a whole new meaning after a few of those Jello shots. This tournament gives you the absolute beauty of college sports. On one hand, you've got Texas, a program that treats Omaha kind of like their summer home. On the other hand, you've got West Virginia and Troy, programs that have never, breathed the air of Nebraska before or Omaha before. Friday's opening game puts West Virginia right against Troy. There's a storyline for you right there. And that too, much like the SEC side of the bracket, that guarantees that one of these historic Cinderella teams is going to make it into that winner's bracket right off the bat, right after game one.
So Troy, they had what would be called, in quotes, the easiest route as they played Little Rock, who was another team that had never been in the Super Regionals. But Troy, very good baseball team that's on a run right now. I think, was it 5 wins in a row, something like that, 4 wins in a row to get in. Mm-hmm. But Troy is considered the lowest of the underdogs, right? So they're also facing a West Virginia team that's considered an underdog.
I heard some guys on the radio driving to the studio earlier today, and they were really throwing some heavy shade on the Trojans of Troy, talking about their conference record, how it's not that clean as maybe some others. But they made it to the dance, and that's all you need to do. You need to punch your ticket.
You just get hot at the right time. But this does set up West Virginia really well. To possibly already get in the winner's bracket immediately. Oh, man, that was another bet I missed out on. I thought Cal Poly could, sneak in there and get that just game one, because West Virginia was coming off that emotional high, coming from the regionals. I thought they could sneak one game, not win it. I still thought West Virginia was going to advance. No, that was one of the most lopsided 2-game series in all of the Super Regionals. Let me ask you this then. Does the deep generational Omaha experience from a program like Texas, does that give them an unfair psychological edge? Or does the loose, nothing to lose energy of a first time like West Virginia or Troy make them more dangerous in a double elimination format like we have here? I think we've seen in the past that teams that are experienced and understand the tournament style and the heat of Omaha, Nebraska, they perform well. I mean, you see sometimes that you're excited to get here. Mm-hmm. There's a lot more pressures of getting here, outside the excitement, but some pressures. But the teams that have been here before tend to perform better. Yeah, and, that kind of lends itself to, even if they haven't been here a lot or have been to Omaha lately, if it's a team like Tennessee, they played in a lot of big games, a lot of big stadiums in the SEC, so you're not surprised when they come to Omaha and perform well, where I do think you'd be a little bit more surprised if Troy's pitching staff just blows through West Virginia, and then whoever they get in for game two there in the winner's side of the bracket. That leads me to some of my third big headline here, and that's just the sheer star power, the draft showcase. And sometimes we see that at the CWS more times than not. Paul Skeens was in town a couple of years ago, but sometimes those elite top 5 draft picks, they're not in Omaha, and that's sometimes to be expected when you're talking over 500 teams across the nation. But that's not the case
this year. There's going to be some high draft picks in Omaha.
On the flip side, I would just want to point out Troy, 0 top 200 prospects.
Yeah.
Not to say they're not a good baseball team. They've gotten here. They're in Omaha. But what's that going to look like when they're going up against some of the big dogs of the country?
It's funny you say big dogs. If you want to take a sneak peek at the future of Major League Baseball, turn on the TV, watch some CWS on ESPN. Daniel Jackson is your headliner from Georgia, putting up video game numbers. Shouldn't even be legal for a catcher. He's a catcher. He just broke an all-time, I think he's the first kid to ever do this, 25 home runs, 25 stolen bases in the same season in the toughest conference. Give the SEC their due. In the toughest conference in America. He is a one-man wrecking crew. I believe he's a top 10 type of a draft pick.
Man, take care of those knees.
Yeah.
The guy's got speed.
It's just unfair.
Yeah.
It's just so unfair that, you're thinking your catcher, okay, he's a 7 or 8 hole, maybe 9 hole batter.
Right.
No, this guy's getting out on base. He's hitting home runs, and when he's not hitting home runs, he's stealing bases. Is that where baseball is going? Like, just thinking of like Shohei Ohtani, or he's pitching, he's hitting bombs, DHing, playing first base.
Would you like to see more of that? I think that would be cool.
I think so. Yeah, I'm all for it. We're
going to go back to pitchers hitting again after all of the debate of kicking them out.
So you mentioned we talked about it, how there's a glaring difference there between a program like Georgia and Troy. In a short, tournament like we have here in Omaha, do you ride with the team, the singular transcendent superstar that like a Georgia with Daniel Jackson, or do you bet on, maybe a team like North Carolina that it's hard to argue they have the deepest pitching staff here? Do you like the star power on offense or that starting pitching staff in the bullpen?
Well, I mean, if you look at what the playing field shows you here in Omaha, is that it's a pitcher's ballpark.
Yeah.
And you're going to want pitching, you're going to want defense, and that's what's going to take it home. So is Georgia now, as the favorite, have to take a step back because their strength is the national title grade offense? Or do you look at Texas, who has probably the superior pitching in this whole thing? Yeah. And our ballpark, I mean, frankly, is built for that.
It really is. It's built for a staff like Texas and North Carolina. Those are the two that everyone's kind of talking about right now from start to finish. Their middle relievers, their closers, and the Friday night pitchers, almost untouchable for both those squads. Heard the horn, that means we're up against it, but let's take a quick minute to recognize one of our fabulous partners, and that is NordVPN. Browse, work, and play online with confidence thanks to their world-class cybersecurity. Shield your online activities, hide your virtual location, if like you want to do something in one state but couldn't in another. Block your everyday internet threats with NordVPN. Receive up to 77% off when you use our WTL link down in the description below there. And JO, the link is WTL.
It's easy. Can't forget that WTL.
Don't go anywhere, folks. This is WTL.
Welcome to the Score Bet, where betting on game day is made easier with all the promos and player props you need in a seamless and easy-to-use experience. Whether it's home runs, three-pointers, or shots on goal, there's no better place to own the moment. Right now, new players can get their first bet insured up to $1,000 in bonus bets. More action, more rewards, more for you. The Score Bet. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Being outside is good for us. It's that simple. And trails make it easy for us to walk, bike, and be active outside in our own backyards. On the trail, we see people moving, connecting with their communities, making the places where they live great. For 40 years, Rails to Trails Conservancy has led the way, creating trails across the country, making it safer and easier for everyone to get outside. They want you to get involved. Find your trail and start your journey today at railstotrails.org/iHeart and follow at Rails to Trails on social.
WTL.
I'm just a big, hairy American winning machine. If you ain't first, you're last.
WTL.
And welcome back, everybody, to WTL. You know what that stands for. Where's the Line? Nebraska's first and only sports betting show. I'm your and D. Classen, joined by
The J.O.
The J.O. And then you are on a heater yourself right now. The Laugh With Me podcast. You just had on a fabulous guest. I don't know if that episode's out yet or not, but you just continue to break record after record in that space, the comedy podcast space.
So you must have heard of my most recent guest.
I did.
Yeah, that episode is out now with, yourself, Andy Classen. What a great combo. I mean, it was a lot of fun.
And we even worked in an old baseball story there.
Oh, you're going to want to hear this one.
The old boys this summer. Bad boys.
The bad boys. I love that, like, teenagers, they just, the things that you find fun, the things that go through your mind in any situation, it's the bad boys. Yeah, it's a fun episode.
I'll catch myself every now and then, and I'm just so fortunate that I get to broadcast baseball games and football games as a job.
Yeah.
And I'll be at a ballpark in small town Nebraska, whether it's Auburn or wherever, and I'll just get to looking around. And it's a Legion game, hot summer day. I'm like, this is what it should be. This is Americana. The smells, the popcorn, it's kind of hot. I just love it. And to be able to come full circle and now get to present that and project that out there and deliver that, if you will, to the masses is just so much fun.
Well, even as a coach now, for your son, yourself, I mean, that's probably, it's got to be rewarding because you live through that.
I coach a 10U team, so not too high profile. But we're not the best. Okay. I would compare us more to the Bad News Bears than I would a travel squad or something like that. But twice now, these little guys have got to experience a walk-off, a win in the bottom of the sixth, and they're just jumping for joy and hugging each other and squirting Gatorade. It's just, that's a feeling that you can't replicate. And I was so happy for those guys that they got to experience that. Yeah,
and I'm excited that you used the light blue Gatorade because I won $100.
We'll get into that in prediction, Mark.
There we go.
But this is one of the biggest weekends, wouldn't you say? Biggest weeks for Omaha, Nebraska, where we play host to the College World Series. And we're just going to keep that train rolling right now, with our first Game 1 and Game 2 matchups. And we're going to get take a deep dive into all the betting angles, all the lines that are out thus far for these two opening round games. That'll be tomorrow, Friday, June 12th. Let's start with Game 1. Your number 16 overall seed, take me home, West Virginia versus Troy. That's going to be at 2 o'clock Eastern on ESPN. 1 o'clock local, guys.
1 o'clock.
Don't show up late. They're that general admission line, that's going to get long in a hurry. So you're going to want to get there prior to 1. So set your clock accordingly, right?
Oh, yeah. You're going to want to get there early and prepare for that summer heat in line.
Now, probably the biggest headline here, and we got to reiterate it because it's a big deal. Pat McAfee's in town.
I was just going to say, our president's going to be there, Pat McAfee. That's
Did he anoint himself our president? Cool.
I looked at him as.
Okay.
Yeah.
For his leadership, and yes,
appreciate all that he's done for us.
You still have sleeves on your shirt, though. What's going
that's a good point. I need to stand up, cut these sleeves off.
Both West Virginia and Troy have punched their ticket for the first time ever to the CWS here in Omaha, but the odds makers are giving a heavy edge to the Mountaineers. Right now, I got a money line at a minus 210 on West Virginia compared to Troy at a plus 160 consensus.
Yeah, Troy's definitely your underdog in this one. They're the underdog of the entire tournament. In fact, to win the whole thing, they're a plus 3,500. Because they're playing West Virginia, who's also a heavy dog, is jumping because they are playing Troy. So West Virginia, a plus 750 to win the whole thing.
I'm kind of surprised. I get it that West Virginia is one of those outlier teams, you could say, that's not from the SEC. But the way they just humiliated Cal Poly and me taking a flyer bet on Cal Poly a week ago, the aggregate score, the total score of those two games, 29-3. 29-3. How can you have a team that hot, swinging the bat like that, and the whole crowd, the singing the songs, Pat McAfee? I'm kind of surprised that they're not one of the favorites that we're talking about, and maybe we'll find out why on down the line. But yeah, it's pretty tough for me to want to take another flyer against the Mountaineers, even if it's at a advantageous plus 160 here with the Trojans.
Right. I mean, when you're looking at betting-wise, yes, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But for the lineup here that Omaha has to have West Virginia primed, front and center for game one, this is going to be an electric crowd.
Yeah.
You know Pat's going to get them going.
Oh, boy.
What a way to start this tournament.
If you love riding a team with a massive wave of emotional momentum, which that is what they have, the Mountaineers look like an elite run line type of a target. I love that plus 1.5. I'm going to bet the run line here on the Mountaineers. They're not just winning games. Mentioned what they did to Cal Poly. They are blowing teams out. I think this might be your safest run line bet here in the opening round at the CWS.
So are you expecting then an early party in Omaha, downtown Omaha, with the West Virginia just piling on the runs early?
You better believe it. You better believe it. And all those surrounding bars, whether it's Blatt, Rocco's, Addie's just up the street, they are going to be filled to the gills by Mountaineer fans. And I think Omaha's kind of already rallying around West Virginia.
They really are, which is odd. Normally we get the tournament going and then we kind of adopt a team. But, yeah, West Virginia seems to be early head-on favorite as far as that goes.
Now, I want to do a slight contradiction here because I like West Virginia on that run line.
Okay.
But I think, and we mentioned it in the segment beforehand, we're just talking about the big overarching storylines of the CWS. I might like the under in this game, the total. Whatever that comes out to be. History tells us that Omaha plays incredibly big, especially on day one. A lot of nerves. Two teams that have never been there. Right. I don't know if you're going to get bigger nerves than that. And it's hot out. That wind has shifted. It is coming from the south. That is keeping balls in the park. If you're not aware of the way that Charles Schwab was set up, and to the chagrin of many baseball purists and our guys that like to miss the old days of the Rosenblatt Stadium and balls just flying out of the stadium there.
Gorilla ball.
Gorilla ball back in the 90s. Back when it was okay to have a minus 15 3-inch diameter bat. But I think you're betting, you got to keep a sharp eye on that total. For two teams making their first ever Omaha appearance, tight nerves, massive stadium dimensions, wide foul play lines. I strongly would look to favor that under. I don't think it can be low enough.
To your point, I mean, I guess against your point, I would say if there is a game lined up to show some offense, this might be the one.
Yeah.
Just because neither team is extraordinarily dominant on the pitching side.
And Troy, let's not take any credit away from them. Their offense has been on fire too. I mean, I know they beat up on Little Rock, but they still did it. 12-2 game one, 7-2, leaving no doubt in game two. So they're scoring runs as well, just not to the clip of 29-3.
29-3.
That's incredible. Well, we got to talk about game two here.
Let's go.
One of my favorites anyway. The number 5 overall seed, North Carolina versus Ole Miss. We saw what Ole Miss can do in the Lincoln Regional. Devastating. But the Rebels are back in Omaha, and boy, they know how to go on a run in Omaha. We've seen that the last couple of years, too.
We've seen it before. Was it 2022? Or whenever it was recently.
Yeah. Yep.
But they are entering Omaha on a 5-0 run, and they also showcase some home run power.
Yes, they did.
Again,
Yes,
Omaha, not the place for that, but that is one of their biggest strengths.
So the money line right now is North Carolina at a minus 180 favorite.
Okay.
So almost a minus 200, so big favorite here. Mm-hmm. But Ole Miss, that's a live underdog at a plus 140, plus 145 on some books.
North Carolina is right there with Georgia as far as like the tournament favorite to win this whole thing. They're a plus 275. Even on the poly market, 27% of the action there with North Carolina. Ole Miss, not too far behind them, plus 800 to win this whole thing. This is probably
a big game. This is a big one.
This is why it's in prime time.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a big game.
Yep. Tar Heels, the reason that they're favored so much so here, even against an opponent coming out of the SEC in Ole Miss, is Glauber, their ace. Let's see here. I was looking at some of these stats, just mind-boggling, because believe it or not, I didn't just follow North Carolina as much as I followed Nebraska.
Oh, you don't?
during the season. But you couldn't turn away. This Caden Glauber, he's entering Omaha with a flawless 10-0 record, a microscopic 2.06 ERA. So laying the minus 180 on a college baseball money line, it's a little steep, but with Glauber taking the bump, maybe that's one of those risks where, I know the reward's not going to be great, but I feel pretty good with that type of a guy out on the bump.
Well, and they're not just great when it comes to when he's on the mound. This is a North Carolina team that's complete. They finished in the top 10 in runs, ERA, and fielding percentage. So this is as complete of a team as you're going to get, and is built for the situation they're coming into here in Omaha.
So many things happen when you have an ace like that. You also have in the back of your mind that, hey, all we need is a couple of runs, 2 or 3 runs, and we can probably win this game. So you go up to every at-bat a little bit more loose, whether you want to admit it or not, and it allows for their offense to kind of get clicking or get into a better rhythm with that type of an insurance policy out on the mound. Let's talk about Ole Miss, though, real quick here. They're not going to be intimidated.
No.
by the Tar Heels whatsoever. They survived a brutal SEC schedule, like we hear about and we've talked about. Knocked out Auburn. A lot of people had Auburn in that super regional in a big way. So much talk about the Tigers. So the betting angle, taking the Rebels at that plus 140 here in game 1, they're battle tested. I wouldn't give you too bad of a time taking that as a value bet, just knowing that it's a value bet. You're not expecting it to happen, but this could happen.
Yeah, well, a lot of people had Auburn penciled in already to come into Omaha. Yeah. Ole Miss surprised a lot of people, and they not only surprised them by advancing, they surprised them at many moments in the game. They had some comeback wins.
Right.
I think some extra inning games. So this is a team that's been through it already, and now here they are, ready to win it all.
Yeah, so I wouldn't give you too much guff if you took the Rebels there as the dog. Heard the horn, that means we're up against it, but let's take a minute to recognize one of our fabulous partners, and that is the Stock and Rod Company, an outdoor lifestyle brand for those seeking adventure. Whether it's hunting, fishing, hiking, they got you covered. Visit stockandrod, all one word, .com to get your wild game on. Don't go anywhere. This is WTL.
WTL.
On a juvenile delinquent in the offseason in his major league debut. Into the windup in his first offering. Just a bit outside.
WTL.
And welcome back, everybody, to WTL. Where's the line? Nebraska's first and only sports betting show. I'm your host, Andy Classen, joined by
The J.O.
The J.O. and Jeremy Odom. We have been burning through the CWS, but we're not done yet.
No, we still got like 4 teams.
We got Saturday's entire slate to go over here. And I think we got to do right by our listeners, by our viewers on YouTube. However you're consuming WTL, we got to get right back into this opening round bracket.
Let's go.
All right, we got game 3. Saturday, this is going to be a 2:00 first pitch on ESPN. The number 7 overall seed, Alabama, is taking on in-conference rival, Oklahoma. Oklahoma is your underdog here. I'm seeing a lot of books at a plus 115. So not huge underdogs, but still an underdog. Alabama being your favorite. I'm looking at a money line right now of about minus 130, 135 if you shop it around.
Man, I'm seeing a very similar situation as we had on Friday, where we've got 2 teams that are kind of underdogs of the tournament in Oklahoma, Alabama, leading it off before we get to a main event of two favorites.
I love how there's big storylines for each one of these matchups. You know, we always say that about sports. They write their own headlines, but this is pretty cool where you have, now conference rivals, and this is a rematch. Back in April, Alabama took 2 of 3 from Oklahoma. Is that going to repeat? Can Alabama, or you always heard that adage too, tough to beat a team 3 times. Tough to beat. Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, is it really?
I don't know. Alabama's going to be putting that to the test.
Oklahoma sure looked like a team on the warpath there heading into Omaha, but they are plus 1,400 to win the whole thing on BetMGM. So very much so an underdog in this. Perfect setup to be able to play an Alabama team that snuck in. And really, it does mirror Friday so much. But no, it's fun that we're getting this SEC side of the bracket where we're getting these rematches because they do know each other so well.
And I think if I'm an SEC fan, I've heard it both ways now, the argument both ways. I kind of like having that entire bracket, our conference, because we're guaranteed a shot at the title.
Right.
You're guaranteed a shot at the title.
We're going to hear an SEC chant from the crowd.
I would think so.
Okay.
I would think so. And why not? 5 of the 8. It's pretty impressive. About as impressive as the Crimson Tide shortstop. I'm an old shortstop. I've got to give this guy some credit here. Justin LeBron. He's a projected top 10 draft pick. A lot of eyeballs are going to be at him. He's one of those defensive wizards. Kind of reminds me of Ozzie
Smith.
Yeah, Ozzie Smith, the wizard. Yeah. His defense is just spotless, but he also has that star power that he's going to be one of those shining stars here in Omaha. And you got to think that's why a lot of these bettors, gamblers, they're leaning towards Alabama players like LeBron. Yeah,
and he's a guy that performed very, very well in conference tournament play and then in the NCAA tournament so far. Yeah. Back to Ozzie Smith real quick. People don't know this. Everyone knows him as a St. Louis Cardinal. He started as a San Diego Padre.
Really?
So I like to reference him as former San Diego Padre Ozzie Smith.
God. You're really making me dive back. I can picture that rookie card now.
Yes.
The Donruss rookie card.
The brown and gold, baby.
Oh, my God. Now really showed my age.
Shortstops are fun in this environment, aren't they?
Yes.
And he can make a difference.
Hey, the Wizard, no one was more fun than him doing that backflip out during the seventh stretch. That was just baseball the way it should be.
Can this kid do backflips?
I bet so.
Oh, we need to get him on and ask.
Hey, we called him the Wizard on air. He's got to come through, right?
Got to come through.
Got to come through, LeBron. Hey, but let's talk about the Sooners real quick here. They punched their ticket by completely obliterating Kansas.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. 13-2 in that super regional. I watched that game. I had money on it. I had Kansas thinking I saw Kansas do some really good things against the Huskers in the regular season at home. And I was impressed with Kansas heading into the tournament. They couldn't find their offense, and by the time they scored those 2 runs, it was meaningless. The Sooners had already jumped out to such a lead in every inning that they're just piling on. Say that again, 13-2 in that super regional on the road.
I was with you on Kansas, following them all season long and thinking this is a team destined to be here and to be the local favorite. Oklahoma, man, they absolutely annihilated them. Fun to watch.
Yeah.
Can they keep it going?
Here's your betting angle at a plus 115, plus 120, underdog type of a price. Oklahoma offers immense value because their bats are scorching hot. They've scored double-digit runs in consecutive tournament games now, and they're catching a team with that kind of offensive flow with that plus money. It's live. They're live.
Yeah, it's live. But to me, playing here in Omaha, where we know where bats go to die sometimes.
Okay,
that's where I see them, and I'm looking at the Oklahoma and Alabama, plus 1,400, plus 1,500 to win this thing, and I go, that makes a lot of sense, even if they are really hot.
So you're kind of leading me into a little side bet here, a little live action.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to have your app open here. Maybe you're looking down your phone every once in a while, but when you look at Oklahoma and how they played throughout the season as a whole, they had a tendency to jump out to a big early lead. Saw that against Kansas, right? So they're doing that as of late as well. Then they get into some trouble when they hand the ball off to their bullpen. So the betting angle I'm looking at here is instead of sweating out a full game like a money line or a run line with a team like Oklahoma who's shown some volatility when they get into that their staff, just take the 5 first innings. Take a live bet. It'll allow you to back their red-hot starts that they've had throughout the entire season without risking all your money and risking it on a pitching staff that's been beat up consistently throughout the season, especially towards the end of the game, closing out games.
Now we're talking. I love that first 5 inning, and especially if you have these types of trends, it really makes for a different level of game within the game.
A game within the game, and these are 2 teams that know each other and know how to play each other. In Alabama, they're going to be doing everything they possibly can, extending at bats, doing everything they can to get into that bullpen.
And that's where these trends matter because they know each other so well.
Exactly.
That's actually a fun little nugget.
I like that one a lot. So whatever app you got, just
even if you have to hop over the river. Hop over the river a little bit. I mean, whatever you got to do.
I think there's like a spot on your way to the airport from Charles Schwab Field where you're magically back in Iowa.
Yes.
So keep your eye open for that too. So
very nice.
Yeah, very, very nice. And if you're just like in FanDuel Predicts, you can still cast a trade, not a bet, not a wager, a trade on the first 5 innings. And that's under federal regulation, so you're good to go.
And I may know for a fact that works. We're in the state of Nebraska.
All right, we got to get into Game 4 here. I can't say one of the favorites, 2 of the favorites here. Your number 3 overall Georgia Bulldogs, number 6 overall seed Texas Longhorns. That's your nightcap, 7 o'clock first pitch. televised on ESPN. This is a heavyweight matchup that really does have it all. Georgia enters in many people's eyes as the overall favorite to win this darn thing, but right behind them are the Texas Longhorns. I feel like there's so much at stake here in this game one as far as setting up a true favorite to take home the trophy.
Georgia taking home 31% on Polymarket right now to win this whole thing.
Out of 8 teams.
Out of 8 teams. But take this. Texas, 27%. They are right behind them.
There you go. That's how big this game is.
This is a big game. You've got Georgia with probably the best offense that's in this tournament against Texas, who has the 13th nationally ranked pitching. So this is probably our main event for certain.
You know, Texas at a plus 140 dog, and they're just a straight-up system play when it comes to how much talent they have up and down that roster and that pitching staff. We've talked about that pitching staff. You can't get away from it.
You can't.
From Texas. I kind of like them as a dog here. I like that plus 140.
If you can get plus money on Texas, you're jumping at the opportunity.
I mean, I get it. I get it, what Georgia is and what they've done throughout the season and why they are where they're at. But when I'm looking at value, placing a bet with good value, great value in the Longhorns, that's tough to get away from.
It's almost like we're talking about football season, because if I could take Texas plus money, I'm jumping at the opportunity. Here I am. I'm doing it the same in baseball. This pitching staff, best in the tournament, one of the best in all of college baseball, and this ballpark, it's almost like it was built for them.
Okay, let me throw one at you here. I got to get you to read, because earlier, I talked about a couple newbies, new kids on the block, West Virginia, Troy. I'm like, whatever that total settles on, I'm leaning towards the under. I can just tell you that I'm leaning towards the under.
Sure.
I think I like the over here.
Well,
I think I like the over here. Georgia's offense has blasted its way through the Super Regionals, combining with Mississippi State for 21 total home runs over their series. So even though we're in the Schwab, we're at Charles Schwab, Georgia's raw power is stadium proof. That's what it's been throughout the season. The same should play out here. I don't care that it's hot. I don't care that we might get some wind blowing in. Have you seen these guys from Georgia? The small guy's 6'4".
Yeah, they're big.
If the wind drops or blows slightly out on Saturday night, which we do see shifting winds, it's going to be a little cooler. We're not going to have that devastating heat and that humidity weighing things down. I think the line's going to be adjusted for that under. I might hop on that over.
Man, I hope I'm not exposing any medical information here, but the Georgia, they don't just have that dog in them. They got that bulldog in them.
That bulldog.
They are big. They are big, and they love to pound the ball. And this is a national title grade offense. I have to. I'm leaning towards Texas pitching being superior here.
Yeah. So you're leaning towards the under.
I'm leaning the under, but those guys are so big, and everything you're saying makes so much sense. I'm leaning though towards the under.
I threw that one out there knowing full well that we both really like the unders in most cases when we're talking Charles Schwab. I'm just saying in this one case.
Welcome to the Score Bet, where betting on game day is made easier with all the promos and player props you need in a seamless and easy-to-use experience. Whether it's home runs, three-pointers, or shots on goal, there's no better place to own the moment. Right now, new players can get their first bet insured up to $1,000 in bonus bets. More action, more rewards, more for you. The Score Bet. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Everyone's talking about protein lately, but how do you actually get enough of it? Muscle Milk. Muscle Milk has a great tasting new formula with no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or added colors. It's high quality, complete protein designed to support healthy muscles with fewer ingredients than the previous formula and 26 to 42 grams of protein. For when you're stuck in meetings or need a post-workout recovery. Available in chocolate, vanilla cream, cookies and cream, and strawberries and cream. Try the new great tasting Muscle Milk today. Available in stores nationwide. Muscle Milk. Protein for all.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Two teams that know each other with elite offenses. I get all that, but this is going to be a night game. It might be a spot if the line over adjusts itself.
There you go.
Get something in on that over. We'll wait and see. But I wasn't going to tear you up too bad if you still want to stick with that under. That's for sure.
I'd be living with the live play on this one to just kind of see where that line fluctuates.
Well, that's going to do it for our College World Series, our CWS talk. Such a stacked crowd. It has the perfect mix, I would say, of newbies, underdogs, the Trojans, and then your stalwarts, right? Teams that you're not surprised to see here. Georgia, Texas, North Carolina. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a ton of fun. Welcome to Omaha. This is this is the best time of year, right? For Omaha to be the spotlight, the center of the universe.
Welcome to Omaha, each and all. Have a great time. We're going to be right back with some prediction markets.
Let's go.
WTL.
Capitalism is the only way, Leslie. It moves our country forward. It's what makes America great. And England okay and France terrible. WTL.
And welcome back, everybody, to WTL. Where's the line? Nebraska's first and only sports betting show. I'm your host, Andy Classen, joined by
the J.O.
The J.O. And that felt good, didn't it? First half of the show, talking CWS, Omaha, Nebraska, playing host as we always do.
I don't even have to see my therapist this week because that felt so good.
It's too bad for your therapist. I'm sure they like to send that. Are they on a retainer? Like they just automatically send you the bill regardless?
Yeah, that bill's coming.
Okay.
Yeah, no change for them.
There's no argument like, I didn't even go this week. Yeah. You're still getting billed.
They're still getting billed. Take an extra lunch or something.
That's how those guys get you, those medical professionals.
They're good.
Yeah, they're good.
We got to get it covered by our our insurance here in America. That's what we really need.
Right?
That's where we should take this whole segment to really discuss the American medical system.
You should get your therapist in here. Get their take on it.
We should do a whole session here.
Yeah,
that's actually a better idea.
We could even take it a step further, and some of these teams, that we're trying to make wagers on and bets about, have them do like a profile of players, interview the players before the game.
Yes.
Then have your therapist say like, "Oh, that guy's a head case. Don't bet on him." Right?
That's the kind of inside info
that's what we need.
I think our audience could really get behind.
And then just all that private information, between the therapist and the client out the window. We're betting on him here. Come on now.
Yes, got to have it.
Speaking of wild scenarios, we got to get into what I consider our wheelhouse, and that is the prediction markets.
Let's go.
And for those that don't know, prediction markets, they're not bets. They're not wagers. They're trades. And so you just have a trader, a day trader, whatever you want to call them, putting out money saying, yes, this will happen, or no, this will happen. So it's all on the level. And it's just a simple, usually breaks down to a yes or no, a true or a false type of scenario. And we always, we come up with some, we set some. This week I actually found a few that are causing some speculation, turning a lot of eyeballs on them. So a lot of money's already been traded on a couple of these. So I thought we could talk about those. But I know you got a live one over there for us.
Oh yeah, and this one's hot. This has got people talking right now on Poly Market. Spotify top artist of 2026 might get flipped upside down because of a little something coming out here in June, okay? Right now,
oh my gosh.
Right now, the yes would be Bad Bunny being the top artist. He's the defending champ, from last year. Super Bowl and everything. He's got a lot riding with him. But a little song from Taylor Swift that just released that is on the new Toy Story movie. Have you heard about this?
Toy Story 5.
Toy Story 5. She's got the new original song on Toy Story 5. She is skyrocketing up the charts right now at 29% of the action on this, of trades here on this one. Can Taylor Swift go to infinity and beyond with this new, this new Toy Story song and overtake the champ?
Bad Bunny had that cameo, a funny role in Happy Gilmore 2.
He did.
He's in the Super Bowl. It's just nice that the little guy, the T-Swifties out there can have a comeback and get back into the limelight a little bit. So
back in the limelight a little bit. Do you think it could bring back movie soundtracks as like a cool thing?
That would be nice because, I think back to some of those movies just had banger soundtracks.
Yes, like Top Gun and then like American Pie, Can't Hardly Wait, like some great movies.
Here's one for you, Airheads.
Great soundtrack.
Adam Sandler was a drummer.
Yes, he was.
Great soundtrack. Brendan Fraser had some pipes. Their song was on there.
Yeah, they actually, if they would have done a whole album, I would have been into it because that was a fun little fake band.
The Lone Rangers.
The
Lone Rangers, right.
Turns out that's your favorite band. Yeah, who knew?
They were pretty awesome. Yeah, that's a good prediction. I never would have thought the Lone Rangers would have came up, but they have. I like Taylor Swift. This really is her world. What she says goes. I just asked the Kansas City Chiefs. So Toy Story 5, that's huge. That's an empire. Taylor Swift, the Swifties, that's an empire. She's taking it down.
Yeah, this is definitely something we need to keep an eye on. But right now, Bad Bunny at the top. But yeah, Taylor Swift, she is on the rise.
She's on the rise. The Disney Plus, and I'm kids, they are feeding us full of Toy Story. So I have seen some Toy Story movies throughout the last couple of weeks. Just doing what we're supposed to be doing, consuming what they're pushing out to us.
The early word is that this movie is as good as the original. So
what?
I just saw that this morning.
Now I have seen the trailer, but real quick, do you know what the premise is for this one?
Tablets, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tablets taking over?
Yeah. And toys are trying to figure out, are we obsolete now because there's a tablet toy, like an iPad. I just think you give the kid the tablet and the movie's over, right?
Right.
That's just it.
Yeah.
And then they just stare at that the entire road trip. There's no losing Woody out the back of the car, any of that. It's just she's glued to the tablet, and then we just watch a kid watch the tablet.
The movie's over
for 90 minutes.
That actually would be the shocker of the summer if that's what the
Taylor Swift crashes. She's crashing. We got to get into this a little bit more before we cast our train.
That's right.
So about keeping an eye on that one. Here's a one that has a lot of eyeballs on it. This is the George Santos State of the Union insider trading scandal. Have you heard about this?
I've heard about this.
Oh, boy. So federal regulators at the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, the CFTC, they're officially investigating now. They weren't before, but now they are. Former Congressman George Santos for allegedly betting against his own attendance at the State of the Union address. And right there, CFTC, he didn't bet anything. He casted a trade.
That is right.
He made a trade. So here's where the outrage is coming from. Santos publicly hyped his plans to attend the address, then allegedly went on to the U.S. regulated platform Kalshi and made a massive trade that he would not be there. He later blamed it was a delayed flight. He couldn't be there. He wanted to be there. I mean, that's when he put it out on X, he was going to be there and he's going to give this amazing everything else address. It all came crashing down and it just so happened that he didn't make it after he made a huge trade that he wouldn't be there.
This guy, he can't get out of his own way. He's already been in prison once and then got completely pardoned by the president to get out.
This gets bigger.
Oh, it gets bigger?
Yeah. So he made this bet, and it's public. You can see it, right? It's on Kalshi.
Right.
At the time, he was a paid online promotional influencer for Polymarket.
Oh, no.
The platform was forced to publicly cut ties with them following this investigation from the CFTC for insider trading revelations. I'm like, I don't think that would have happened if he would have been an influencer for Kalshi. Kalshi would have been like, hell yeah. But since... it's like when James Harden signs a big deal with Nike, and then the next day he's seen wearing Adidas.
Right.
Like, that's a stupid, funny scandal on an idiotic level. This, I think he cashed in for $1.2 million on his trade with Kalshi.
What? Does he not have friends?
While he was a paid influencer for Polymarket.
Does he not have friends that can make these trades for him so that he's not getting involved? This is wild.
I don't even know what to say about it, really, at this point.
I love your James Harden, Nike, Adidas comparison because it's exactly that. You have an attachment to one side.
You're getting paid.
Yes.
And all those posts were kind of leading people to wager that he was going to be there. They were like, yeah, I'm going to be there. I'm going to wreck the store and this and that. And then shortly before he doesn't show up on a different site, a different prediction market have, he makes a huge.
Now, he could certainly, if his flight was canceled, whatever.
Delayed. It was delayed.
Just delayed. I was going to say, he could probably prove that if that was true. But
well, it obviously was true because he did make it. I don't know why everybody's up in arms over this.
You know what? Honestly, all right, I'm thinking about this from a different angle. Let's say his flight was delayed, and he goes, you know what? I'm not going to make it. Let's see what kind of action's out there.
Yeah.
And he's like, why not? I mean, what do I got to lose here?
I don't want to embarrass Polymarket here. I'll just go on their main competitor and make a huge-ass wager over there. Or, sorry.
Not a wager.
A trade.
A trade.
Oh, you got another trade for us?
Yes. All right. So we've been talking a lot about Omaha here today. Who's going to be the biggest celebrity seen in the audience in Omaha? And I'm not talking about Peyton Manning because we know Peyton's going to be here. He's been here the last few years. Pat McAfee, we're not counting him either because we already know he's going to be here. Smart Money's got Eli Manning, 2-time Super Bowl champ. You just saw him courtside at Madison Square Garden at the Knicks game.
Yep.
Eli Manning. Is there anybody that could top that?
No, that's a real good one. Ole Miss quarterback,
right?
Decorated 2-time Super Bowl winner, and he kind of follows in the footstep of his older brother. And we saw Peyton. We see Peyton in Omaha all the time. It's fun. It's inviting. And his Rebels, they're a fun team. Once again, they're a fun team playing that underdog role somehow, some way. Rebel ball, and he's a guy that does like to support. Yeah, Ole Miss.
Oh, of course. Whenever they're in championship play, and you know what? Anytime you get to go and see your brother, I mean, why wouldn't you go hang out?
So that's your favorite? Do you have a dark horse?
I think so. Okay. I have thought about this. This is somebody who has been putting his foot in places maybe he shouldn't be. Okay, as of late. That could only be the president of the United States wanting to throw out the first pitch, cause a ruckus in Omaha for no good reason, and be the biggest celebrity. He should be I'm gonna be the biggest celebrity. I think Donald Trump could be a dark horse here.
Yeah, you're obviously talking about him getting booed at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Then they started chanting USA, and he started doing his little dance to USA. Yeah, that was a tough look for him.
That was a tough look. You know what? He's a Knicks fan. Sure, why wouldn't you want to be there? But
he's a New Yorker. I don't think he expected that, or did he expect that? I never know. I never know with that guy.
I'm starting to think he doesn't expect it, and it catches him by surprise every time.
What are we talking about here, guys? What are we talking about here? No, that's amazing that Eli Manning is your favorite. President Donald Trump, DT-47 is our underdog.
Well, that's because I think he might have learned his lesson.
But don't you think Omaha would welcome him a little bit differently than New York?
Oh, certainly.
Yeah. So maybe it'd be like his get-back game, his get-back appearance.
Oh, that would be quite the get-back. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm starting to.
Okay. We'll have to check out that number throughout the week. We don't want to put a trade out there right away.
There we go.
Heard the horn. That means we are out of time here on Where's the Line. Be sure to check us out over on YouTube and our YouTube short videos, giving you the latest edge each and every game day. Also, if you haven't already, follow us over on ESPN, Tri-City Radio, and their Facebook page. We're also over on X, trying to engage with fans. Had a number of, let's say fans chiming in this past week and following up with me, reminding you and I that we were off base a little bit on some of our super regional picks, and we didn't have the Belmont sewed up either. So thanks to our fan base for kind of I didn't feel like they're trying to take us down a peg or two, but they definitely let us know that we're off on a couple of those wagers.
Stay humble.
That's what keeping us humble. Social media is so awesome sometimes. For Jeremy Odom, a.k.a. the J.O., I'm Andy Classen. Thank you for listening. This has been WTL.
Welcome to the Score Bet, where betting on game day is made easier with all the promos and player props you need in a seamless and easy-to-use experience. Whether it's home runs, three-pointers, or shots on goal, there's no better place to own the moment. Right now, new players can get their first bet insured up to $1,000 in bonus bets. More action, more rewards, more for you. The Score Bet. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.